The main school building, the first-year building, the second-year building, and the club building. Most of the mist in the academy has been cleared out thanks to you and your friends. Only one of the 7 pack bearers remains, aside from Kokoro and Ryotaro, of course. I hope our lives will return to normal soon. And when they do, I'll finally take you around to all those cafes! Ah, right! Miss Sora was looking for you. She said she wanted to talk to you alone.
Hey there! Long time no see. Ah, you remembered. What a good boy. There is a reason I called you here, of course. Mostly to check in and see how you're feeling. Kurama Hitotsubashi, Subaru Ikaria, Hayate Sumabuki, Akane and Sumire Tono. 5 pact bearers. 5 sets of broken dreams and shattered ideals. How does it feel knowing you've trampled their egos? Oh goodness, how callous! So you fancy yourself a real bad boy, huh? Really makes me wonder what your parents are like. They must be just as wicked and cruel as you, I'd guess. I'd really love to meet them, if that's the case. Well, I understand how you feel now. Thank you for answering honestly. You're practically a blank slate. So pure. I think that's your most endearing quality. I wish I could let you in on all the secrets that are holding everything together. But alas, you're just too pure and earnest. If you knew, danger could end up befalling you. And we wouldn't want you to get sullied now, would we? No, I'm afraid I need to keep these secrets to myself. For your own protection, of course. But, you know, it shouldn't be long now. Just be patient. I'll be there soon enough. You're special, you know, and so terribly important. You are, after all, my sweet, adorable child.
Act 1. Recurring Twilight.
Thank you for coming all this way. I take it you've been cooperating with the Pact Bearers of Sloth and Gluttony, correct? Oh, not at all. I was only seeking confirmation. You are a Pact Bearer too, after all. But don't forget, all of the Pact Bearers' ideals must be shattered in order to resolve the anomalies in the Academy. including yours. I truly am sorry for pushing this onto you, but it's for everyone's sake, Miss Aikawa's especially. Your mission, your fate, bear them both as best you can. The mist has dissipated from the Academy's most pressing locations, thanks in no small part to the TSC. According to Shinya, the only areas it remains are the library, the archives, and the old dormitory. The mist at the old dormitory is most likely related to the Pact Bearer of Greed. Aside from you, there are 3 Pact Bearers remaining. But the one whose anomalies we were first aware of is the Pact Bearer of Greed. I don't know the specifics, but their authority seems to be more capable of distorting the world than any other. I ask that you prioritize that one first.
Welcome back!
What did Miss Sora say?
Old dormitory? I didn't even know we had one.
She means the building in the back of the Memorial Garden.
Memorial Garden? Memorial Forest, more like. But yeah, I know the building you're talking about. I remember seeing it a few times when I was wandering around.
The old dormitory was closed off 8 years ago, though the garden is open to a few select clubs.
The mist generally surfaces in areas around where an authority is used. It is a bit peculiar for there to be mist in such a remote location.
I understand how you feel, but I saw it with my own eyes. The mist there is way worse than it was at the main building, the second-year building, or any other place we've seen it.
That Pact Bearer's authority distorts the world more than any other. It's the first one that appeared when all of this started. I wonder what kind of power they have. Be careful out there, okay?
Don't you worry. I can go with him. My schedule's all cleared up now.
He doesn't need your help. One Pact Bearer is enough as is. Sora asked me to help him, so I'll be the one going along.
Vice President, I finished dealing with the aftermath of all the incidents in the other buildings. I'd like to help you out, if you'll let me. I want to lessen your burden however I can.
I would like to assist as well. I have managed to scale the mountain of work the TSC foisted upon me. This is the strongest Pact Bearer yet. I fear for your well-being. You're important to me, after all. Would putting it that way be enough to convince you?
Kokoro.
Frivolity aside, I do not wish for anything to harm you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Metaphorically, that is.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate all of you being there for my brother.
Hope, sloth, gluttony, faith. 4 ends assembled at Vanity's gate. The road now diverges, a fork in the road. Take care, for the line can no longer be towed. In all my time aiding your cause, I've gotten used to your grabby claws.
Vanitas?
Your every word I have taken heed. You plan to fight the Pact Bearer of Greed. No authority truly outstrips all the rest. Even so, this will still prove a difficult test.
Do you know what powers they have, Mr. Bunny?
Well, naturally, of course I do. But surely, you don't expect me to tell you. There's a limit to how much I can interfere. Plus, it's more entertaining to be cavalier.
So in other words, you're not gonna help.
Be well prepared if you hope to live. That is all the advice that I can give. You've a great many friends, and I'm sure it's much fun. But bear in mind that you can only take one. Roaming the mist with a large coterie can end up tremendously risky, you see. Only so many Pact Bearers yet remain. Just look what your ego has come to attain. You used to be empty, just filler and fluff, but don't get to thinking it's nearly enough. Before you take on the Pact Bearer of Greed, I'll grant one last chance to revise your creed. Desires are what shape your ego, they say. So answer my questions, and do not delay. How would you feel if your darling pet cat chose somebody else over you just like that? Question 2. Two of your friends ask you to hang out. Which do you think is the better route? The one you find carnally attractive? Or the one who is fun and proactive? Question 3. What would you do with this fact you uncover? Your friend has been secretly meeting your lover. Question 4. Would you ever borrow a demon's might to achieve your goals at the cost of what's right? Question 5. If a video of someone feasting were shown, would you wish you had some of your own? Question 6. Would you get angry if your friend took your phone and made your icon something you would bemoan? Question 7. You're in your first match of a round-robin tourney. How will you prevent an early end to your journey? Question 8. At your friend's house, their mom makes you far too much food. Do you eat every bit so as not to be rude? Question 9. Would you train your strengths in lieu of your flaws, or compensate for them with effort and cause? Question 10. Would you call yourself a reliable soul, the kind who would thrive in a leadership role? Question 11. Would you press a button that wiped out your life if it let you start over without any strife? Question 12. Have you ever had the intrusive thought that the popular kid should die and rot? Question 13. If a teacher was scolding your friend, would you defend them to the end? Question 14. Do you start a task but get so fixated that your sleeping schedule is devastated? Question 15. How would you react to a verbal assault over something that wasn't even your fault? Question 16. Could you hear someone's story with a willing ear if the ending were painfully, obviously clear? Question 17. Are you so firm in your own sense of right that you censure all in your line of sight? Question 18. Your close pal's girlfriend admits she likes you, and as it turns out, you fancied her too. Do you take the girl away from your friend, knowing their heart it would surely rend? Question 19. How do you feel when you see a stranger get wrapped up in social media danger? Question 20. During a club or committee affair, would you try harder if your crush was there? Question 21. The person who was your rock in life has died. How do you react to this sudden blindside? Question 22. You and your partner have dated for years, but the spark is gone and you're bored to tears. You're asked on a date by someone appealing. Do you engage in this unfaithful freewheeling? Question 23. Do you hate when your friends steal the show with their boasting and braggadocio? Question 24. You've broken something important to you, but repairing it costs a small fortune or two. You could just replace it at reasonable cost. Do you go and repair it, or leave it for lost? Question 25. Have you ever gotten so mad at a game that you toss the controller, fury aflame? Question 26. You're hungry in the dead of night. Do you get up and have a bite? Question 27. You're in a group project that's going awry. Do you think all the rest are the reason why? That perhaps they should have asked you for help, or that things would be fine if you did it yourself? Question 28. If you devoted yourself to live streaming fame, could you get 1 million subscribers to your name? Question 29. How would you feel if your friend got a job and their salary made you look like a slob? Question 30. Say you scored 99 points on a test. Would you feel happy, perhaps even blessed? Or would you be filled with deep dejection, being a point away from perfection? Question 31. Your best friend is solely to whom you confide, an embarrassing secret you're trying to hide. What do you do when the whole class finds out, which your friend claims to know nothing about? Your desires are considerably strong. Due to them, your ego is coming along. Of course, I hardly need to tell you so. These are likely things you already know. Have you noticed that some of the questions composed had no desires in the way they were posed? The questions in question were intended to scope your spiritual kinship with faith, love, and hope. Desires can make one feel greatly empowered, but so too can one become wholly devoured. Should you use them to bolster your faith and your hope, they can turn out quite useful and broaden your scope. But be it for yourself or a person or thing, a hope without love will do nothing but sting. Your hope, faith, and love are exceedingly low. You hold nothing dear, and you live as you go. At times it may seem that you seek your own ruin, though indulging in pleasure is only human. But when you do have something to cherish, keep your desires at bay, lest it perish. Of these 7 cards, pick one to pursue, and I will increase that desire for you.
I am not proud of it, but I am awful when it comes to physical activity. I will do what I can, but I apologize in advance if I end up hindering more than helping. Let us proceed.
I could have sworn someone was there. Hey, you're from the True Student Council, right? Whoa, No need to get so worked up. I just got here. I'm still normal. I think. You're investigating the mist, right? Does that mean you're headed to the old dormitory? I've got the key to the main gate. Hear me out for a bit, and I'll give it to you. Have you ever had the sudden feeling that someone you could have sworn was always there just vanished? Or like that their existence was covered up by something else, maybe? I have. I feel that way right now, in fact. That's the whole reason I came here. There's a memorial there inscribed with the names of some students who died in an accident. Can you take a look at it? One of the names is impossible to make out. I want you to find out who it is for me. I can't remember, but I think it's someone I know. A classmate, maybe. I'd call it just a hunch, but something tells me it's more than that. Please, you've got to figure out who they are. Why was the name scratched off? Why are my memories so hazy? I could have sworn someone was there. Name scratched off. The last name on the memorial. I think it's one of my classmates. Did you find out who it was? Takamori Suzuki. Yeah, that's right. He died in a traffic accident. I sat next to him in class. We got along pretty well. He was the first guy How could I forget him? Was it because of the mist? Thank you for reminding me about him. Here's the key to the main gate, like I promised. I could have sworn someone was there.
This ideal belongs to the Pact Bearer of Greed. The only way to describe it is dilapidated. Even so, it remains a sight to see. Its beauty is not entirely faded. It appears to be cracked inside. I wonder what caused it. Was the force internal or external? I will reserve my pondering for now. The answers are too difficult to determine. If we know nothing, it is best to say nothing. On a separate note, the quiet isolation of the old dormitory is quite comfortable. If not for the unsettled, it would be perfect. As for the other world, it would be a utopia. Were it not for these nuisances, we must eliminate them.
Suffering, pain, lives are stolen, lives are forgotten. Why must they suffer? Why must they be in pain? Why do they have to be stolen and forgotten? The suffering from the past doesn't go away. The fact that they were hurt survives them. Lives stolen never return. Lives lost are never recovered. If it's just the way of the world, if it's just a matter of course, then for what reason do we suffer? For what reason must we grieve? For what reason do we desire? Everything that should have been was stolen. Everything that could have been was lost. The world is unjust, uncaring, and insane. In this twisted, irrational world, if I am allowed to desire, If I am allowed to want, no. If I am driven to desire and want, I should be allowed to wish. To have my wishes fulfilled. To wish for a happy past. For a complete and flawless reality. For a life of peace and tranquility. For a life where you are still here. The world is unjust, uncaring and insane. Therefore, fulfilling an insane wish and distorting the world to grant it is a small price to pay to regain everything I've lost. The world was unjust and insane long before I got here, after all.
An ego that desires to take back what had been lost, paired with a will that justifies itself at any cost. This ideal is fading. It's liable to break. And yet, there is one guarantee I can make. Among the pact bearers who have yet to fall, this one is, without doubt, the strongest of all.
Oh, hey! Great work out there! Huh? Flowers? What are you talking about? Where's this coming from? Oh, right! Dr. Shironeko is back in the infirmary. She and Dr. Kakeru wanted to talk to you. You should go see them before you head to the old dormitory. Oh, hey! Great work out there! I'm not sure why you're asking, but both of us love Rosemary. Remember? Wait, of course you don't. You lost your memories. Oh, right! Dr. Shironeko is back in the infirmary. She and Dr. Kakeru wanted to talk to you. You should go see them before you head to the old dormitory.
Hello, Mr. Vice President. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Hey, Vice Prez? I just want you to know that I tried to stop her, okay? The banquet from hell that this she-devil is planning, that's what. I'm not really good with this sort of thing, but maybe you'll be able to handle it better.
Oh, come on. Don't give him the wrong idea. I just wanted to put on a party, that's all.
That's what I mean. I can't stand this party business. You got any idea how exhausting that sounds? Makes my skin crawl.
Well, you're not the one we're celebrating, so hush.
Please. All that rabble-rousing would be more of a curse than a celebration.
Oh dear, I can't hear you all of a sudden. Did you say something?
Alas, no. 'Twas mayhaps your imagination, milady.
Anyway, we may still be cut off from the outside, but the mist on campus has cleared up for the most part. Thanks to the TSC, the majority of our problems aren't problems anymore. So I figured we could lighten the mood and celebrate a little. Everything's been so gloomy lately, you know? What do you think? Sounds great, right? The old dorm? Well, mist or no mist, it's not like anyone can get in there while it's all locked up. Now that the major areas on campus are clear, we should shake things up with a little party. No need to worry about the other buildings. I'm sure you'll get them all sorted out in time.
Time isn't going to be the solution to every problem, you know?
Oh dear, I can't hear you all of a sudden. Did you say something?
Alas, no. 'Twas mayhaps your imagination, m'lady.
I heard from Dr. Kakeru that you have some things to take care of, don't you?
You're headed for the old dormitory, right?
Make sure to check in with Chio before you go. And once you get back, we'll have a party with everyone else.
Be careful out there, you hear?
Egad. Dark, quiet, deserted, clean. This is the place I've always dreamed of. If this building had electricity, I couldn't want for anything more. Except a sofa, and books, and yakisoba bread, and a whole host of other things. But I highly doubt it has any of them, after being sealed off for 8 years. A shame. In any case, could we be quick about this? It's been a long walk from the main building, and my feet hurt. If not, I would like to request a piggyback ride. There's the second ideal. It's only a matter of time until the Pact Bearer of Greed is in the infirmary, too. I'm surprisingly fond of this. It provides a nice sense of accomplishment. Incidentally, why did you pick me to accompany you? Affirmative. I am both safe and secure. However, we are in the old dormitory, the other world at that. It is just you and I in a location where few tread. You claim your motives are safe and secure. But I am skeptical. I am defenseless now that you've brought me here. Are you, perhaps, planning to do something unsavory? No? Then is it that you fear someone will do so to you? Or has it already happened? Who was it? Ryotaro? Shinya? I would very much like to know. What awful timing. We will have to exterminate these meddlesome pests. But I expect a detailed explanation afterward.
This is a necessity. There's no way around it. Injustice to combat injustice. Madness to disrupt madness. Enough power to distort the very laws of nature and reclaim everything I have lost. The power to restore everything to how it was, and to keep it that way, forevermore. The power to give meaning to all the time spent shedding tears of regret. Time spent wishing, lamenting, resenting. If only If only, I'll obliterate the despair I suffered then. The despair that stole you from me. I'll destroy the emptiness I've felt ever since. The emptiness that stole what was left. I will prevail over this cruel and irrational world. The power to distort time and space itself. To bend them against all rhyme and reason. The power to not only revert loss, but to negate it entirely. To turn these if-onlys into reality. It's a necessity. I can't see it any other way. With this power, I will return to that place and time.
Your answer's a miss, though almost accurate. Don't think your brain into a huff. You'll see it yourself soon enough.
A toast to all of you.
Cheers!
Thank you for inviting me, Dr. Shironeko.
Of course. You're our behind-the-scenes guy. It's all thanks to you that life runs so smoothly here.
We could say the same for you, Dr. Shironeko. Thank you for saving so many of our students.
No. I only did what anyone else would have. Besides, helping those in need is part of my job.
You truly are the pride of our academy.
Who, me? Oh, don't be ridiculous.
And you're an excellent cook as well. Yugo, would you care for some of this too?
No, I couldn't eat another bite, Zora.
Oh, you're no fun. What happened to my gourmand of a husband?
The past is the past. We're both getting up there in years. No, but you're still as beautiful as ever, Sora.
Stop it, you. You're making me blush like a schoolgirl.
Oh, it hurts to watch. Literally.
You might be the next pack-bearer on the list. Yet look at you stuffing your face away. I'm almost impressed. You're just like a maggot. Low brain mass and a bottomless stomach.
Piss off, man. Can't you drop the emo act for once? This is a party. I don't want to hear this while I eat. Or didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Excuse me? You're dead.
Shinya!
Hey! You're wasting food!
Wait! Ryotaro!
Kokoro, you've got whipped cream on your mouth.
How careless of me. hands are full, I will require assistance. Perhaps I could petition the Vice President to...
Aw, don't worry, Kokoro. I'll get it for you.
Ow, you're going to scrub my lips off.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. I'll make sure to scrub you nice and clean.
She's smiling, but not with her eyes.
They all seem to be having fun. You sure you don't want to join them, Vice Press? Oh? And it's got something to do with me? You know, now that I think about it, I've been meaning to say something to you. Good work out there, really. You're the reason we've restored any semblance of peace here. Tell me something, Vice Prez. If all this chaos ever ends and we can go home again, what's the first thing you want to do? You and Chio, huh? You've got your priorities straight. No going back on your word, got it? I want to get out of here just as much as you. I made a promise with my brother, too. A promise from back when he got into high school. Said I'd take him on a trip to celebrate. But, long story short, things just didn't pan out that way. I always thought I'd be able to make it up to him later on, but well, life is full of twists and turns. Seeing you and your sister, it really reminds me of me and my little bro. Not that you and us are anything alike. Sorry, I didn't mean to make things all heavy. Guess this ain't the right time or place. Let's change the subject. How about romance? I've got...
What was that?
It came from the infirmary.
Miss Sora, don't you think I should check out the infirmary? I am the school doctor, after all. It's kind of my home turf.
Perhaps. But you seem so terribly worn down, Doctor. We can't have that.
Couldn't you have picked a better time and place to show up?
Don't be absurd, Dr. Kakeru. Of course I can't. I'm not you, after all. The reason I'm here is simply to say goodnight.
Good night.
I'm not sure what loop you're on now, but if I'm correct, something should be shattering soon. It's clear I can't count on you any longer. I won't abide you getting in the way of my precious child. It's a cruel, irrational world. No matter what time or place you decide on, the night will always come.
Huh?
Why am I in the infirmary?
What in the world happened?
What's going on? Whatever I did, I'm sorry. Can I go home now?
Are we in the infirmary? But why? Sumire, are you okay? Huh? Who are you?
Mass delirium? Mr. Yugo, can you give me a hand? I'd like to get some medical supplies from the storage room.
But of course.
The rest of you, keep them in bed and calm them down.
Got it. There. They're quiet now. Problem solved.
Ryotaro, you used your authority, didn't you?
It's fine. I only took a little stamina. It's not gonna hurt them. Besides, it calmed them down, didn't it?
Sora, the Pact Bearers are conscious. Are you all right? You don't look well.
Yes, I'm fine. I just had a short dizzy spell when I left the classroom. Oh? Where's Dr. Kakeru?
Now that you mention it...
Huh? He was just here. He's a doctor. Where could he possibly be going at a time like this?
Did he get lost somehow?
From there to here? No way.
That's right. He's not like someone else we know.
Huh? They are? I don't hear anything.
Ringing. Nobody move. That ringing you heard came from the Pact Bearer of Greed. I protected the space to prevent their authority from influencing anything. The Jingu family has handled otherworldly matters for years, after all. We have methods for dealing with issues like these.
A Pact Bearer's authority? Then that means...
There's a very good chance something's happened outside.
We should check outside the infirmary.
Oh my goodness! Miss Sora! Nozomi! Chio? They're are so many people here. And how did these beds fill up so fast?
Dr. Neko? What the hell are you going on about?
Ryotaro, right? Just look at all the people in the infirmary. Who wouldn't be surprised? But forget that. Look outside. There's this weird dome thing around the academy.
Huh? You mean the barrier?
Why are all of you so calm about this? The rest of the academy is freaking out. This is an emergency.
Dr. Shiro Neko, please, calm down. I have some questions for you. You said the academy has been covered by some sort of dome, but do you remember when that happened?
When? Just now. What's going on here, Ms. Sora?
I apologize, but now's not the time. May I ask you to take care of the patients, Dr. Shiro Neko?
Huh? I mean, sure, but... this is all so sudden.
Members of the TSC, for now I ask that you please return to the spare classroom. I took a look around the building. But it's just as Dr. Shiro Neko said. At this point in time, the barrier has only just appeared around the academy.
Which means... did we... go back to the past or something?
Regrettably, yes.
Unbelievable. Is there anything authorities can't do?
This defies all logic. Such a power is beyond reason.
They've got conditions and limitations, but depending on how you use them, you can basically be unstoppable. Controlling time's the kind of power you can't even fight. Not usually, anyway.
Well, I didn't notice anything. Are we sure we've traveled through time? They say that if you encounter yourself in another timeline, you'll create a paradox and vanish. I don't want that to happen to me. Are we going to make it through this?
There was no sign of those who were inside the infirmary, myself included, on the academy grounds.
Phew.
This isn't likely to be a power that creates another timeline or a parallel dimension. Evidently, it interferes with the target's time, controlling and rewinding their responses to physical phenomena. Aside from the infirmary, everywhere else was wound back to just before the barrier appeared. A power with such a substantial effect on the world must also take a massive toll on its pact bearer. It shouldn't be possible to carry out large-scale temporal manipulation like this consecutively. As it only targeted the Academy grounds, the ideals within the other world should still be destroyed. You should use this opportunity to shatter the final ideal and render the pact bearer of greed powerless. The corresponding mist should be somewhere within the old dormitory.
The cake, the decorations, they're all gone now. And Dr. Shiro Neko doesn't remember a thing, even though she's the one who set it all up. Actually, I guess it's more like they were never here to begin with. We remember things that never happened. Does that make us the unsettled ones?
The power to control time is a frightening one. Ms. Sora managed to prevent us from getting caught up in it on this occasion. But had you not noticed it, or even in the case you had, it isn't something that can be stopped. Time would repeat without your knowing. You would lose your memories. Tens, hundreds, perhaps even thousands of times. It could be that we have already lived through this several times already.
Time was just rewound. I know that even if Hugo was affected, it wouldn't impact his health. But I still can't help but worry.
Dr. Kakeru probably doesn't remember any of the time he spent with us either, huh? It's sad to think about. He doesn't seem to be in the infirmary yet. Where do you think he could be?
Man, and here I thought I had a badass power. Time control's on a whole nother level. But that's not all. You already know who I'm talking about, right, Mr. VP?
Heya, Mr. Vice President. Miss Sora told me. You're called the TSC, right? It's good to know that you formed up as soon as these anomalies started. She also told me about that, barrier thing that's knocking kids out and keeping us from leaving campus. When life hits you, it really hits you hard, huh? And to top it off, Dr. Kakeru's not here when we need him most. Honestly, that guy. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation right now. Oh, right. Miss Sora asked me to help you guys, so don't be a stranger.
The mist. It's faint, but... It seems to be coming from the old dormitory. Let us enter with caution. The mist is overflowing. Do the other school buildings have basements as well? It is rather impressive. It seems that the thicker the mist, the stronger the effect. Let us have heart and proceed with caution. This heavy mist is wearing on me. I am, as they say, spent. It would be in our best interest to crush the Pact Bearer and dispel the mist. I would like to go back and rest.
Oh. Hey. It's you guys. Looks like the time control didn't affect you. That the Dean's power, I'm guessing?
If this is a joke, I don't find it very funny.
Huh. Sorry for hiding this from you, Vice Prez. Why don't you find out for yourself?
Is this your temporal manipulation?
Not exactly. Messing with time over and over is exhausting, not to mention inefficient energy-wise. What you felt just now was me manipulating the space half of space-time. That's my power. Spatio-chronokinesis. Lets me do what I want, when I want, where I want. Perfect for a guy like me.
How underhanded of you.
I'm sure you've realized that I'm the pact bearer of greed by now. My wish is to redo my life, to go back 10 years to when my brother was still around. Before the accident, before his death, before I lost him, to rewrite everything from scratch. But with that barrier in the way, I can't get out of this space-time interval. My authority is limited to the space within the barrier and the period of time since it appeared. Oh yeah, I guess that is what they've been telling you, huh? You think shattering ideals and defeating pact bearers will make the barrier disappear the way it does to the mist. I mean, why would it be any different, right? Except it is. This academy is in its own little pocket dimension, totally isolated from the outside world. It's all to protect the world from the authorities, the mist, the distortions, and all the chaos that comes with them. And it's all done through esokinesis, the authority to manipulate existence. That's all the barrier is. You've all seen its power up close already. Vanitas? Nah, he's got nothing to do with the barrier, but I don't blame you for thinking it's him. The one responsible for the barrier is Dean Jingu herself.
Is that so?
Hey, Vice Prez, why don't you and me team up? If we defeat the Dean, we bring down the barrier. No need to fight any other pact bearers. I can't think of a better ending than that.
Even if you are telling the truth, Miss Sora is taking the proper measures to maintain safety and security. The mist, distortions, and authorities are harmful. They are anomalies that should be contained. Your authority is a precarious one, Dr. Kakeru, both due to its power and the mist and distortions it results in. The old dormitory, 20% of the campus, is already in this state because you manipulated time by a few days. If you rewound time by 10 years, I could easily see the mist and distortions causing the collapse of civilization.
Oh well. Guess I should have known you wouldn't bend that easily. Yeah, nah. Sorry, Vice Prez. Ever since Mitsuru died, all I could think about was finding a way to get back the time we lost. That's the reason I became a doctor in the first place. I'm not giving up on my wish, my feelings, or my desire. I don't care who thinks I'm crazy. I'm only here because I was driven by my ego. Logic and morals are all just so many words in the end. The ego is what really moves people. My ego is my very existence. I really was fond of you, Vice Prez. You and your sister both. It's a shame it had to come to this. But my ego demands I pursue my wish, and I'm not gonna stop being myself. Neither of us is gonna budge. That's the heart of conflict, though, isn't it? Our strength is derived from that of our egos and our beliefs. So hey, don't look so gloomy. This is your chance to prove to me how strong your ego can be. I've got high hopes for you, you know. Don't go letting us down now. Right, Avaricia? Now, let's get this show on the road. So, it's over, huh? Be proud of your ego and what you believe in. Damn it. I can't stop the blood.
Huh?
You really think you could wound me so bad that I couldn't rewind? No. Yoru did this.
Yoru? Why would she...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mitsuru. I couldn't protect you. I couldn't keep my promise to you. I'm sorry.
He is in grave danger. The blood won't stop. His wound is too deep.
Hey, Vice Prez, you be sure to keep that promise with your sister. Got it? Yeah, it's a promise. Don't forget it. I hope, with what little remains of my ego, that your efforts pay off. Don't give up the fight.
The ideal was relocated. Was it his authority? Stop. You understand, don't you? Dr. Kakeru isn't with us any longer.
What's wrong? Why does everyone look so sad? What were you guys talking about? Huh? Oh, come on! Don't make jokes like that! I went to all the trouble of getting you a gift, but I won't give it to you until you quit kidding around. So seriously, what happened?
You're all here, I see. It would seem I forced yet another painful burden upon you, Vice President. Dr. Kakeru's remains have been taken care of, courtesy of the Academy.
Huh?
It is most regrettable. Even if he was the Pact Bearer of Greed, there's no denying that he has contributed much to the Academy as a doctor. It may not have been his intention, but many lives were spared thanks to him rewinding time. In exchange, however, we have lost a truly precious person. This development has been all too grave, but while I would like to take the time to grieve, Vice President, Mr. Date, Ms. Tsurugadai. Only 3 Pact Bearers remain, the 3 in the True Student Council. Harsh as the truth may be, if we wish to resolve the anomalies in this academy, your ideals must be shattered as well.
Bullshit.
How truly lamentable. You do realize your authority is strong enough to kill a man, no?
Yet you brushed it off like it was nothing. We already know. Your authority lets you manipulate existence. You're an aberrant pack bearer, like Mr. VP.
Me, a pact bearer? Did Dr. Kakeru tell you that? I didn't expect you all to be so crass. If you knew the truth, you really should have said so sooner. I wouldn't have needed to keep up this farce.
Bastard! Damn force field!
As you so astutely determined, this is the power of the Demon of Woe. It is an aberration, much like the Vice President's vanity. creating existence, erasing it, controlling a target, altering their very being. It's really quite convenient. It's an impressive ability, to be sure. Even the authority of greed can't match it. But I prefer not to use my power if I can avoid it, so as not to create more distortions in the world. I would like to apologize, not just to you, Pact Bearers, but to you, Miss Aikawa and Hinata, and you as well, Shinya. It would appear I have caused your trust in me to fade. For that, I am sorry. I refrain from using my power for my own self-interest. It is merely the final line of defense for the Academy. As you surmised, the barrier is indeed my doing. Defeat me, and it will disappear, allowing you to leave the Academy. But is that the right thing to do? As Pact Bearers, you would spread the mist, causing chaos wherever you go. I strongly suggest that you all reconsider. If you decide to fight me, leave the Academy, and upset the balance of the world without a care for the chaos you'll sow, then you had best prepare yourselves. I urge you all to make the best decisions for yourselves and for the world. That includes you, Shinya. And one more thing. Thanks to your efforts, all the other Pact Bearers are gone. The majority of the Academy is now safe. There is no need for the true Student Council anymore. As such, you are hereby disbanded.